And good evening and welcome to DeSanto Field, home of the Case Western Reserve University Spartans, as the Spartans will be kicking off their 2018 football season in just a little bit against the University of Rochester. I'm John Schwarz, alongside me, head coach Greg Debeljak. And coach, obviously the start of the season coming up here, you've gotten through camp now. Tell us a little bit about the mood of the team in camp, how the team looked overall.
I tell you, we're pleased. We're really pleased with how we've done. Haven't played anyone yet, but as far as the energy, enthusiasm, we have a young group, led by some guys that have played for us quite a bit. But 80% of our guys, this is going to be their first experience playing, college football for an extended period of time, not just as a backup or a bit player. So they're excited. They're ready to go, and I think the coaches are too, and we're excited to play an opponent finally.
You mentioned a young group, and that really starts at the quarterback position, where you have two quarterbacks on the depth chart who have not started for you in the past, and Ryan Coolidge and Drew Saxton, who's a freshman. Talk a little bit about the competition for that position in camp so far and who you see coming out of that.
Yeah, it certainly was wide open as it's been for a number of years, and we knew we had a good one coming in Drew. Drew, a very accomplished high school player in Western Pennsylvania, won a state championship, finished 7th all-time in the history of Western PA football. That's pretty good. So we knew we had a good one. And then Ryan has developed. Ryan came to us as an option quarterback that knew very little about the passing game, and he's developed well. We are going to start Drew for the Rochester game, but I definitely feel we're going to play two quarterbacks, and I think that they will both, have a role as we move forward in the season and both be asked at times to win football games for us.
Where they really could be helped out is by a wide receiver core that is not only veteran but talented. Take us through the wide receivers a little bit and kind of how you see them helping the quarterback this year.
Yeah, they're very experienced. They've been in all kinds of situations. They know how to make adjustments, both in their routes and, hot reads, you name it. They've done it. So we have a very strong group, and it's just not experience. There's athleticism. Justin Fan is as good as anyone in the country. He proved that by catching 15 passes against Mount Union last year. Luke DeFrancisco is back for a 5th year. What a great football player he's been for us. Giuseppe Orsini, same thing, 5th-year guy, really knows it well. And young guys like Colt Morgan, that is, a 6'5", 205-pound mismatch wherever we put him. And more guys after that. And so we're excited about that group, and we've been focusing our offense around getting the ball to the receivers.
Let's shift to defense for a second, in particular the defensive line, where really you have two guys who are all conference players, and Ian Henderson and Cameron Brown coming back for you. Is that going to be the strength, you think, of the defense this year?
Absolutely. It's the D-line, and there's more than just Ian and Cam. Andrew Lease has had a great camp, and he's a junior, and he's played since his freshman year. We feel we can have a legitimate 6-man rotation, and we might not have been able to do that in years past. Jason Lockamy coming back after missing a year. Bushman, who's played for us in spot roles, has finally stepped up, and we're going to play him quite a bit, and it should help the extremely young linebacking core that we have.
For sure. Rochester on the docket for this week, and we'll talk a little bit about the renewed rivalry there, a team that you used to play pretty regularly, but the difficulty in preparing for a team that has a brand new head coach, a lot of new faces on it. How do you even go about getting your team ready for a game like that when you don't really know what to expect?
You expect anything. You show them a lot of different looks. You prepare, against coordinators about what they've done in the past. You take a look at personnel, but really it's a guessing game. You have to tell the kids that, hey, look, be ready to make adjustments, and that I think is where the strength of our staff will lie, making those in-game adjustments. It's not new to us. I think this is the 4th consecutive year that our defensive coordinator has prepared for either a different head coach or a different offensive coordinator in the first game. So Coach Miller he'll be ready, and he'll have some tricks to pull out, and it does help that we have a very experienced and physical D-line. That makes adjustments pretty easy.
For sure. Getting Rochester back on the schedule and now part of the UAA schedule, at least for this year. It's your one non-conference game this season, at least one non-PAC game. Talk a little bit about the history of that game, and again, getting a UAA caliber team back on your schedule for this year.
Well, I think it's always great to play a UAA team because we know what we're going to get. We're going to get a very well-coached, smart football team. The UAA games that we played have always been the most competitive in my years here. So I think you know what to expect on just like a person-to-person level. It's going to be quality football. It'll be, smart football. We can't count on mistakes, and you just got to go out and get after it. And the kids I think like it too because they know the kids. They've been on the same recruiting trips, and we recruit all the same kids really. So that's also a thing that might help us a little more because we do know a lot of the names on the roster.
Well, Coach, thank you very much and good luck today. Case Western Reserve University will take on Rochester in just a few minutes to kick off the 2018 season here at DeSanto Field.